So, we are winding down Obatala's white roads on Ogun's Rural Tools Day. And it's Wednesday, the week's climax, and a very special day. The ancestral return of the godfather, grandfather of the mothership, my father, Old Man Sam. Let's unpack it. This episode is ancestral.
Attention, star seeds. Attention, light workers. Attention, root workers. Attention, conjure doctors. Attention, nature-based faith practitioners. Attention, spiritualists. Attention, diviners. Attention, prophets. Attention, the spiritually eclectic. Attention for those seeking the road less traveled. This is time-sensitive cosmic information, so you might want to catch this. This is time-sensitive cosmic information that you can use in your prayers, manifestations, and other spirit works. Beam up now via this video or the audio link in this video's description box to get this on the fly esoteric wisdom. Beaming up now.
Ashe emojibatu Olodumare Bobo Egungun Ara Orun Bobo Orisha for another day to bask in the goodness of Onile's sacred earth. Every day given is very special, and here are a few details, cosmic details, pertaining to how. I'm iiiYansaje Muse, and this is your early rising or your evening settling mystic forecast. Ekale if you are catching this in the evening time. Ekaro if you're catching this in the early morning's rise. As always, I am iiiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, and the mojo, winding down your Mars-ruled Ogun-venerated Tools Day on 222.9 The Mothership, your one-woman and the divine created radio station for the Aquarian age. And we are winding down your Tools Day, January 7th, 2025, and the day is vibing on a 17-8. I'm really liking how it's like 1-7, and then the daily numerology is 17. It's already lining up, so don't let all this riffraff going on out here in this world fool you. Remember the principal law of duality. There is just as much positive in the world as there is negative. It's just a matter of where you shift your focus. And this is a numerology adding down to an 8, Iba Oya, and that's purity. That's all over these Ogun wide open roads. So make sure you are on the high roads so that you don't miss it. Ashe, ashe. And this is all going down on your third Tuesday of winter solstice and of Capricorn season. So shout out to the sea goats. The moon tonight is waxing on the same sign. That is a turn up day for Tuesday, Aries. So it's a good idea for new starts and taking it into action. So take those actions towards those new goals, because writing them down is just the first step. Step 2 is stepping into and putting them into action. And that's what Ogun is all about. That's why he rules the tools. So take a look at the tools that are already in your hand that you can use to build the road to your highest destiny. If you are watching this at 9 o'clock, then you got 2 hours and some change to work it all out before the clock strikes 12. And Ogun passes that time clock to his wife, Oya. And we are at the week's climax, January 8th, and my father's ancestral solar return. So we're going to get jiggy with it on this Wednesday. Let's get to it so my 6 a.m. listeners aren't talking too much about yesterday. This is 222.9 The Mothership, and you are listening to The Forecast. Beam up. Did you enjoy the work and greenery wisdom of the Paradopotis? Well, I hope you did, because now it's time to take to the skies on my Wednesdaily blog, the Malbec Planetarium. That's www.poeticallymuse.org/Malbec Planetarium. That's POETICALLYMUSED.org/
MALBECPLANETARIUM. Bet you won't join me there tomorrow to learn a few secrets of the quasars. Ashe.
And we are back. So it is Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. And today would have been my father's 85th solar return. Wow. So this one's for you, Pops. Happy solar return. Thank you for being my father. And, I chose you and Mama. But we're going to talk more about choosing your parents, more in my exclusive orbit. And I do this out loud so that I can also encourage each and every one of you to celebrate your ancestors and remember the wisdom they gave. Remember the memories beyond the tears. Get to the joys of it. Because the thing about ancestors is they never leave us. Spirits are eternal, bodies are temporary. So today we're gonna turn up on the mothership in honor of the grandfather of the 222.9, and that would be Old Man Sam. And this is all going down on your third Wednesday of winter solstice and of Capricorn season. And the moon tonight is waxing in Taurus. So we're increasing the love and the abundance energy. And make sure you speak all those things into existence because Wednesday is the day of Mercury, the Roman avatar of Eshu, the communicator with the gods. So be careful what you speak out your mouth because the heavens are listening and manifesting. And you got some swift love and abundance coming in because Oya moves fast and it's all in the wind. So give thanks ahead of time. Ashe. We are cruising through the second decan of Capricorn season. So if you were born between January 1st and January 10th, you are Capricorn and Taurus. So you got four horns. Damn, my daddy had four horns instead of two. But those other two horns are for love because Taurus is all about love. No wonder he loved my mama. My mama Taurus, and then my daddy Capricorn, half Taurus. So we got a lot of bull energy. So let's not wave any red flags today. We are still in the season of, no, we're not. We are in the season of Amun Ra for the very first day in the Kemetic way of the stars. And we are in the season of the baobab tree in the 12 figures of African spirituality. And if you were also born on January 8th, then happy solar return. You were born on the same day as my father. And may the ancestors of Lotomade, Orishas, and all saints of your respective faith bless you with many, many more, filled with Bobo Ire. And Bobo Ire just means many blessings. But if you were born on January 8th, you are self reliant. Yeah, my daddy didn't work for nobody. Cautious, shrewd, dependable, and being intuitive, you can easily detect deception in others. Is that where I picked that up from? You love music, art, and outdoor sports. Well, my daddy's idea of outdoor sports was taking care of the lawn, landscaping. That was how he played. Anyway, you will always enjoy excellent health and should live to a ripe old age. Ashe. So if this is your solar return, extra blessings, extra blessings, extra blessings. All right. You other 11 zodiac houses, haterade is not alkaline. So make sure that you are showing all the Capricorns in your life some love as they turn up in their season. Because you know good and darn well that when your zodiac season rolls around, you are going to want the world to turn up with you. And you should. So go ahead and sow yourself a good seed of karma, honey, and let it come back to you. Ashe? Ashe. And you can always check your placements of House 10, Saturn, and placements of Capricorn to learn all about how that seagull swims in your being. And the isolation card just popped out. I just start playing with these now while I'm doing the forecast. And the isolation card popped out. So don't be afraid to spend some time by yourself for a little bit more self discovery. And if you need to speak with me, then I have spiritual mentorship and guidance hotline at 314-200-0368. I'll be right back with your planetary retrograde report. I am iiIYansaje Muse, and this is 222.9, the Mothership, Internet radio for the road less traveled. Beam up.
Wednesdays, Mercury, Uranus, purples, Iba Oya, Iba Buruku, maroons, exotic voices of the mothers. Welcome to Wednesdays on the Mothership, 222.9. Beam up.
And we are back. So it's kind of like we're drifting out of retrograde season, if you will, because we still have Uranus retrograde in tow for another 22 days, going in on September 1st of 2024. And we are coming out on January 30th, which is 22 days away. Ashe. This hits you Aquarius babies more than the other 11 zodiac houses because this is one of two of your ruling planets, and it comes in the house of Taurus, which is love and values. And with Uranus being the planet of intuition, shakeups, stability, you can really expect some divine bags coming in if you've been living on the right side of issues crossroads. And that's a good thing. That's a really, really good thing. So I like this Uranus retrograde. Just make sure you're doing your part and shedding all that old religious dogma that's keeping you from real divinity. Ashe? Because religion divides us from the divine. Spirituality brings us all together. Remember that. All right, we still got Jupiter in retrograde going in on October 9th, and Gemini will be coming out on February 4th of 2024. And with that coming in Gemini, there's a duality in Jupiter's little energy of contraction. So on the light side of the crossroad, it is bringing in divine abundance, massive changes, upgrades in social status, and the expansions of territories, like the prayer of Jabez, oh, that you will bless me indeed. However, for those of you diddlers that have been bippity boppity booing on the wrong side of issues crossroad, well, you got some karmic lessons coming in. That's tag teaming along with Mars's retrograde, but I'll get to that in a second. Either way, Jupiter's retrograde calls us in to take a closer look at ourselves, to assess our habits, to eliminate things that are keeping us from the highest versions of ourselves, because we have to be aligned with our highest versions in order to manifest our blessings and our highest destinies. And that's not always easy. And the Spirit is giving me this bell of forgiveness. And I see a lot of things on social media. I hear a lot of energies about karma and people getting what they deserve. And I just want to address something about that. Okay, number one, there is a difference between feeling a bit of satisfaction and knowing that you've received justice for having been done wrong. But there's a fine line between satisfaction and gloating in another person's pain. You don't want to do that because, in order to gloat in someone else's pain, you have to lower yourself to a certain certain vibration. And lowering yourself to that vibration can very well keep you from your blessings, which is one of those sneak attacks those negative entities try to pull on you. So keep an eye on that, all right? This Jupiter's retrograde affects you Sag babies and you Pisces babies more than the other 10 houses. Because for Pisces, this is one of two of your ruling planets. And for Sagittarius, it's the whole shebang. Ashe. All right. We've still got Mars in retrograde, gone in on December 6th in Leo, coming out on February 24th in Cancer. So this Mars retrograde is going to shed a lot of our, the strength card just came up when I said that. It's going to shed a lot of our resolve and leave us kind of emotional. Because number one, Mars retrograde is a huge harbinger of karmic justice. So that was that tag team I was talking about on the Jupiter side of things, the dark side of the Jupiter retrograde duality. So once again, if you've been on the wrong side of the crossroad diddle-dee-deeing, well, get ready to learn your lesson. Take it on the chin, lube up back there if you need to, and learn your lessons. This is also going to bring a lot of clarity, as the Most High says, what's done in the dark comes to the light. So Mars is one of those secret weapons the Most High uses to uncover that. Also, be open to receive, because Mars is the masculine energy of drive. With that in retrograde, it turns into the energy of receptivity and nurture. So make sure you're open to receive just as much as you're open to drive forward into action. Ashe. All right. And remember that you can always check your placements of these planets in your personal natal chart to get a deeper perspective on how these planetary retrogrades affect you. And if you need some help with that, then of course, give me a call at 314-200-0368. And I will be right back with your Wednesday tarot read for the Starseed Collective. I am iiiYansaje Muse, and this is radio for the road less traveled, 222.9. The Mothership. Beam up. Before sight of shells there were stanzas of my soliloquies. Before sight of wisdom, before sight of worship, there was only my written word, Afoshe. Before sight of divination, before sight of Dafa, there were diaries in dozens. Before sight of revelation, before sight of reason, there were only my rhapsodomancies of rhyme, rearranged to rhythms of my lipstick-kissed alchemies of my depths, my valleys, my mountains, my visions, my empathies, my testimonies, my joys, my sorrows, my love. Before sight of awakening, before sight of airwaves, before sight of anointing, there were archives of my allegories. Before sight of clarity, before sight of conversion and clergy call, there were collections of my ink prints. Before sight of prophecy, before sight of priestesshood, there was poetries that bear my fruit. There was me. And we are back. If you are watching this over the Mothership's Spotify podcast, or you're hearing this over the Mothership's airwaves, then you are tapped into divine algorithm, and this message is for you. And we got a high power message today from three star glyphs, which are the major arcanes in this tarot deck. And this is the star glyph Eagle, card number 15. And it speaks to a deeper commitment to your divine assignment, which means, chosen ones, this is not the season to get lax. This is not the season to get distracted. And there are a lot of distractions coming in, internally and externally. Past traumatic memories that come up to try to keep you where you are. This is also energies of past people trying to come back into your energies. These are also things that are pertaining to, like, I'm getting images of media and any and everything that's designed to make you feel hopeless about your divine destiny. Banish it, because that's exactly what those entities are designed to do. And that's to buckle you down and make you feel hopeless about your journey so that maybe you don't even try, when the victory is already in your hand. So go after it. Realize your most cherished dreams right TF now, because a portal is open. Oya is blowing all these changes in the wind, and it's kind of time for you to pick up the whirlwind. But you can't pick up the whirlwind when you won't allow yourself to be light. And why aren't you letting yourself be light? And this is where the Starcliffe Chewing comes in, card number 11. And this is a little bit of snitching energy here from the trickster, where you are not allowing yourself to have enough fun. Have some spontaneity, inner child, so that your spiritual practices, your spiritual routines are not a routine. They become a divine flow. It's time to lose some pliable. Get up and get your wiggle on, get your dance on, and allow yourself to have fun and enjoy being in your divinely cosmic skin, because that is how you charge it up and allow yourself to be more powerful. So, yes, you're being called to lighten up. Sure, things in the world are going on that are heavy, but guess what? There's always heavy stuff going on in the world. It's up to you to pass that heaviness up to your divine powers so that your spirit can stay light. And then we have this Ben card that always reminds me of Gemini energy with these two columns in the middle. And this is card Ben 13, and this speaks to your reference points. Meaning, go back and revisit the things that made you happy as a child. Go back and revisit the things that made you feel supernatural. Where do you feel the most? How do I put it? Where do you feel the most empowered? Because you're getting ready to take some changes in direction in life. The pillars of heaven are opening. And for many star seeds and the collectives, life has been a lifelong struggle. You've had many battles. You've had to look over your shoulder. You've had to watch your back. And now you're being reminded that your spiritual team has always been watching your back, but now it has increased by a major margin. So be sensitive to this major shift in the way that you perceive and relate to your world so that you can be happier in it. And the happier you are, the more powerful you become. And the happier you are, the easier that you can complete your assignment in healing others. And under the bottom of the deck, we have Universal Movement Inverted, and that is card number 13. Now, 13 has shown up twice because Ben Starcliffe card, this is Starcliffe number 13, and Universal Movement is also card number 13. And 13 adds down to a 4, universal foundations. Very, very powerful spirit number. And with universal movement showing up upside down in this reading, this must mean that it is your time to be still so you can get deeper into alignment with how the universe moves. And how the universe moves is not our divine timing, but it's always better. Remember that. There's my general message. Should you need a personal read, then dial the number on the screen, or you can click the link in the description box of this video to explore my entire orbit, where you can book a video read, or you can get one with a 24-hour turnaround. I am iiiYansaje Muse, and this is radio for the road less traveled. 222.9, the Mothership. Beam up. Don't make me land a tornado where I could have been a cool breeze. Oya. The Uranus collection, brought to you by the Mothership Mystic Boutiq. All proceeds go to 222.9, the Mothership Internet Radio for the road less traveled. Beam up. And we are back. Thank you for joining me for this broadcast. I certainly hope you gained some things that will help you to have a divinely blessed Oya Kissed Wednesday. And may Oya bring you winds of change in the form of cool, dropping cards and positive breezes. If you're listening at the 9 o'clock hour, then stay tuned for my Tuesday nightly vision of what love looks like, brought to you by the Divine Masculine Fathers of Song. If you are listening at the 6 a.m. hour, then stay tuned for the Rising Ben Beta Oya before we get into your exotic feminine mothers of song and the ancestral jam session to the grandfather of the mothership, Old Man Sam. Ashe. Either way, remember, the sky's big enough for us all to be stars. And in the words of George Clinton, free your mind and your ass will follow. This is 222.9 The Mothership, Internet Radio for the road less traveled. Beam up.
Every day is special. Why not find out mystically how? This is the forecast on your Mystic Music Haven on the airwaves, 222.9, the Mothership. Beam up.